one. Summer might be coming to an end, but what's great about the end of the summer is this one event. And this one event did not disappoint in the world of wrestling. And on top of this one event, more crazy stuff in the wrestling world took place. So obviously we have to talk about it. We have the best crew, the Productive Conversations Wrestling crew to talk about it. And, well, let's just get into it right away. First, to break down this intense wrestling weekend, let me tell you who's back. We first have Tweetcap host Ryan Page. What's up, Ryan?
What's up, Matt? How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Great to see you. We have AJ the Man, aka Anthony Fernandes. What's up, Anthony?
Going on. Happy to be here.
Oh man, so hyped. And we have DeRon Davis, aka DeRon Davis. What's up, buddy? Oh man, you show that pretty face, but I still can't hear you. Can you try to do that volume real quick? We'll fix that in 3, 2, 1. I don't know if you guys saw the concert for New York that got washed out, and Anderson Cooper had to do pretty much 5 hours by himself.
Is that the one that they have that clip backstage?
Yeah,
Chuck Schumer and Stephen Colbert.
Exactly. So, see, it happens even to the professionals. So we'll fix that real quick. Let me just put that on pause. Give us one moment.
I'm so sorry, bro. I've been talking this whole time.
All right. Well, we're back. See, the great powers of Zoom. But anyways, my man DeRon Davis, aka DeRon Davis. What's up, buddy?
What up? What up? How you doing?
I'm so hyped and glad to hear your voice, especially more now. So let's get into it. As I mentioned, what a weekend for wrestling, guys. Obviously bringing us here because of SummerSlam 2021, the big event in wrestling that took place. And I don't think it disappointed. So lots of storylines to go into it, but let's talk about the big one first. And we can say the big story is in two parts. First, the epic main event, perfectly titled The Best of His Era versus the Best of All Time. Roman Reigns versus John Cena, and Roman Reigns retains the title after a nice clean spear after one intense matchup. And of course, the other part of this epic match, but we'll get into it shortly. But guys, first, I'll leave it open to the floor. What did you think about this main event? Was it worth the hype? Was it intense? Was it what you hoped it to be? Was it underwhelming? I'll throw it to the floor and we'll start with whoever wants to start with it. But what did you think of John Cena versus Roman Reigns?
I'm going to start off because I like this match. I like this match a lot because Roman Reigns was like tearing John Cena up for the first half of the match. And I noticed that it was just like John Cena was just like, roll up pin or like getting off like some cheap shit. And then Roman Reigns is consistently just tearing him apart. And then they had that one part at the end where they were like punching each other. Boom, boom, boom. Back up. Superman punch. And then I was on the. I like this match. This is my second favorite match of the night.
Ooh, okay. Talk to me, AJ. What did you think about this match?
I can respect it being the second best match of the night because I think we all know which one's the best match of the night.
I'm curious.
But, I don't know. I didn't expect a lot going into it because these guys have the same move set kind of thing. You know what I mean? Same 5 moves. But it was actually a really good match. It was a really good match compared to like what I thought it was going to be. So I guess it was worth the hype.
All right. First, when we go to Ryan first, what do you think is the best match that these guys are alluding
I have to ask. I have to answer. They can just hide behind second best, and I don't get the same courtesy. My favorite match of the night was Edge versus Seth Rollins. I thought that was the match of the night. I don't know if that's what they were referring to. If you asked me, that's what I thought the best match was. But 100%. In terms of this one, I think that I like everything that DeRon said. I was surprised that John Cena didn't look a little stronger at some point. I thought at some point, like they would kind of do the whole super Cena. I knew he wasn't going to. I guess I did. There was a couple times I thought Cena might actually like win, and like there was a weird glitch in the Matrix or something. But which is weird to say about John Cena. I thought he might win. Usually he almost always does. But I was surprised that. I mean, I get they were doing the whole all I need is 3 count. That was like the build up to this match.
Yeah.
I don't have to prove anything to you. I just have to pin you for 3 seconds. So I get why they did it. But I thought eventually like Cena would get angry and like go super Cena on him. and they didn't really do it like I thought they would. But
Yeah.
I thought it was still good. Yeah,
they were, like,
yeah.
cut
I mean,
off,
they
like,
definitely
right
made him.
away.
Yeah, they definitely made Roman strong the whole time. I thought at one point, we'd see suddenly Cena got a little too much for Roman, and maybe the Usos or Paul Heyman, someone would really play a big part in the finish. But that's not really what happened. It was really just Cena was trying to get a 3-second pin.
Yeah,
couldn't. He just couldn't, and then lost. It was a good match though.
Absolutely, and it was nice, clean, no cheap shots into it.
Mm-hmm.
A legitimate competition and battle in the match. And I mentioned this before to Ryan that I thought, well, you have the Summer Cena promotion going on. He's technically still signed, I believe, until the end of September. Like, why not give him that match? Give him that short 17 reign so it's official, and then you would have Roman like destroy him in Extreme Rules. But I guess when they put the stipulation out of nowhere, well, if you beat me, I'm done with WWE. I mean, okay. And I think that really gave it away, kind of. But I mean, it would have made sense logistically. But the Roman Reigns streak continues after that epic matchup. And then obviously we know what happens at the end after Cena goes in that spear. And I will say that crazy spot with the off the top ropes attitude adjustment. Everyone always kicks out of the first attitude adjustment and even the second one. I thought after the third, well, it must be coming to an end sooner. Just a simple, non-distracted spear. And then as he's on top of him, you hear that music. Dun, 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 dun. And then you see the beast incarnate of Brock Lesnar return with what the internet's talking about, his new look of
his man bun incarnate.
The man bun and beard. I heard one person refer to him as Diesel Santa Claus if he was much younger too. But yeah, he makes that long trot to the ring. They look at each other. You have the Michael Cole going crazy, having his voice crack, and Pat McAfee being the awesome bro he is. And then they just look at each other, and Roman just walks out the ring. And I don't know if there's any other footage out there that I didn't see. I don't know if anything happened besides just pumping up the crowd, but we have the return of Brock Lesnar. Ryan, I know you were somewhat shocked of this. You thought he might come out against a different opponent. I was wondering if you can elaborate on that and talk about the return of Lesnar in general.
Shock's the wrong word. I mean, Paul Heyman, right? So there's always a shot. They had eventually acknowledged that probably, but I kind of thought, everybody really wanted, I say everybody because I really wanted it and I'm just assuming, but everybody really wanted Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar. I thought that was going to be the SummerSlam match, to be honest with you, not the Goldberg thing. So him coming out for the Roman thing was, again, a little surprising, but who's Roman going to face? I thought Seth Rollins, but then we'll talk about Seth Rollins. So I don't know. I guess, after that happened, I should have seen it coming or something. But I just kind of thought that they would try and do the Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar thing. Because a lot of people, I think 2 years ago when Bobby Lashley came back, were really into the idea of that match.
Yeah, never faced each other in any capacity.
Yeah, and they're like very similar in terms of like they both have the MMA background. Obviously, Brock's is UFC and is probably a bigger deal to most people. Mm-hmm. But, Bobby's like a 3-time Bellator champion or whatever. So that's, not a joke. So I just, kind of would have been interesting to see that happen. But they went with the Paul Heyman story, which it'll be weird to have a story centered around Paul Heyman. But, they have to be. Obviously, Brock wants the title, but it's got to be Heyman-centric. Will he or won't he side with the Bloodline? Is that what they're calling themselves?
Yeah, still? The Bloodline.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see what they do there. But I kind of wanted him to fight Bobby Lashley, to be honest with you, because Raw is getting very, very boring. So Brock Lesnar would have fixed that, I think.
WWE with the obvious choice, they just go the complete other direction. So,
which sometimes is good. It's just I don't know. We'll see. It won't be bad. This is the 7th time we've seen this match.
Yes, I do want to talk about that in the feud, but before we do that, AJ DeRon, tell me what you guys thought about when you heard that music and you see Santa Claus come out. Brock Lesnar come out in his new look, a new era. What he's gonna do what's he gonna do without Paul Heyman with his own mic skills? But anyways, what do you guys think of Lesnar coming back?
Honestly, I fucked with the hair. I fucked with the fit, the whole thing. I fucked with the whole drip. He looked like a Tekken character, straight out.
They've been calling him Goro online.
Yeah.
But as you were saying before, off camera, I saw this crowd footage. He just beat the brakes off of John Cena. Suplex.
Oh, he did.
Did he?
Looked off into the camera and then left.
That's cool.
Yeah, he brought him to Suplex City one more time.
That's really cool.
Oh, I gotta find that. I legitimately didn't know. I figured they did something. Well,
yeah, they always do a dark segment for everybody who came in person, but that's really cool.
Oh man, nice return.
Can we get
Cena.
Brock? Can we get Brock versus Cena again first? Would that be the first match? While we around, is Roman going to get a break?
That would make sense, don't you think? I mean, what else? I mean, you have all this time until WrestleMania. What else are you gonna do? You're not gonna have
Edge again.
James Ellsworth come back. Oh, I wonder with that. AJ, would you have any more things to add about Lesnar coming back?
When I saw Roman win, I was really happy, and then I heard that music and DeRon smiling because he knows how I feel about Brock Lesnar. I hate him. I hate him as a champion, as a wrestler. He's barely here. All he does is take money and then pop up, and the crowd goes crazy.
Yeah.
Like, did we not forget how long he was champion for and how many times he defended it? Like, why is he back? I like the hair though.
The square root of Brock. You have to find how many days he's champion divided by the number of appearances. That's how many millions he made.
Oh my god, the cringe. So as you mentioned, Ryan, we have seen this battle quite a bit. But can we say, is this feud now have a fresh coat of paint to it? Now that Roman is the heel and Lesnar is the face, it seems that way.
The whole custody over Paul Heyman thing, that's totally different.
See if they decide that in the ladder match. But do you think there's anything to that, at least, in adding some type of excitement? You know, is this Ali Frazier from their first match to the Thriller Manila moment? Even though that's only 3 times compared to your 7, but
it's not WrestleMania, so that helps.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, like, it's one thing to see a match you've seen a bunch of times. It's another thing to see an exact match you've seen a bunch of times, and all of their matches have been. Well, actually, they had one SummerSlam match too, I guess, right?
Yeah.
But still, mostly they've been Mania matches, so at least this is not that. And it's been a long time. I think maybe not. I don't remember when he left. I feel like Brock's been gone forever. Maybe
he's at least been gone since WrestleMania of 2020.
Yeah, he's been gone forever.
I think that was the last time he was honestly since he's been on TV. So a year and a half.
And he was on Raw, right? Because that was when he lost to Drew.
Yes, yeah. Yes, it was. So it's been about a year and a half.
Yeah, he wasn't anywhere near Roman then.
Mm.
So it's been a while. So I'm good with it. Personally, I mean, I wouldn't do it again. I mean, well, I shouldn't even say that. Edge, Cena, and Orton Cena. How long did they run those two? When we were younger.
Yeah, literally 3 years worth of fighting.
We probably got like several. We got like a high school degree through the entirety of those feuds. So I mean, sometimes it just works.
May I ask though, as you mentioned, DeRon, about the Cena getting a dark beating, is this the end of Cena though? As I mentioned, he is at least out through the end of September. I mean, you threw that idea out there. Maybe they have Lesnar Cena first for something to have his contract run out. But even after this run, do you think Cena, this is it? This is like when The Rock, like, gone for good? Maybe he comes back in his, late 40s for one more, get that 17th. But do you guys think this is it? Let me see right now. John Cena is
like chiseled out of stone. I feel like he could go an extra if he wants to. I feel like that's what he wants to do. It's really what John Cena wants to do.
He's 44, by the way.
Yeah, what about Finn Balor?
He just disappeared.
He could fight. He could fight John Cena though. If they're looking for something to do. Because remember, John Cena stole his title match.
True.
And broke the law. John Cena changed the way contract law is taught. So
that's true.
You just have to got to get your hand on the contract. Doesn't matter if you're not listed anywhere.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
Sign that sucker. You're in.
But even after the fact, so I guess we're just going to see. I saw that they announced that Fast and Furious 10 will be released August 2023. I don't know what happened to Cena's character yet. I haven't seen the movie, but I don't know.
Making those, huh?
Yeah, it's our fault. We keep coming to see him.
I
It's
haven't seen one
universal.
since like the third.
Yeah, just about.
Oh man,
Saw the
but
fifth
yeah,
one after that was over.
all in all, main event was a lot of fun. I think it really made it worthwhile. It lived up to the hype, and it's going to be interesting now to see where their stories go. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is why don't we hit it right here, since it's already people's favorite match in this group. You have Edge versus Seth Rollins, and Edge taking it, making Seth Rollins tap out, and bringing his throwback with those classic sunglasses. I forgot what's they called, the barge,
Brood.
the Bruge. And
Brood.
it was a pretty fun and entertaining match. I would have to agree. We'll start with AJ on this one. Talk to me about your feelings with this match.
Honestly, as a fan of Seth Rollins, pretty upset. Pretty upset, But as an actual wrestling fan, I was really pleased with the match. You know what I mean? Me personally, I thought it was the best match of the night. I saw Edge winning, but in my head, I was like, maybe they can put Seth over, but at this point, maybe give Edge another title match after the whole Brock situation, or I don't know, but I don't even know where Seth Rollins goes from here. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, he taps. You feel that, DeRon? How'd you feel about it? You felt the same way?
No, I like the match. No, I don't feel the same way. I don't know. It was hilarious watching his head just bounce off the canvas time after time again, because he didn't get in he dragged him back to the center of the ring like a good 4 times in that final exchange just to get that off. I was dying, bro, and then the last exchange got me. I thought he was gonna get curb stomped. I thought Edge was gonna get curb stomped a few times throughout the match. Like when I think he was on the apron side, and he was stand up, and then Rollins was about to go for I thought he was getting it off clean. Nope. And then there was that. What was the final where he caught it?
Yeah, the epic catch. Isn't that a
I
great
was
storytelling?
What is that? I was like, what is that?
No.
That was like a movie scene right there. I was like,
it really was. And speaking of movie scenes, you guys, spoiler alert for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You guys seen that?
Yeah, great movie.
I have not, but
oh man. Well,
you can go ahead. Tell your story.
Well, long story short, Brad Pitt attacks a character like that. He pretty much bam.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was watching. It's like, wow, he's really doing Brad Pitt. It wasn't part of time in Hollywood.
Seth Rollins stole the dog food.
For the biggest Edge head I know, though, Ryan, how'd you feel about your boy and his finally getting a win in his epic match and his throwback? I know you weren't a fan of the music.
I mean, finally. I don't mind. They played both. I think they made the ramp as long as they did so Edge could have 2 whole entrances. Actually, I've come to that conclusion. The reason why the ramp went down and then turned and then went a different direction for some reason, midway through, was because Edge had to do 2 whole entrances. I didn't mind. I said before, I was like, I don't know why they're doing the Brood thing.
Yeah,
it was cool, but it really wasn't Edge's group. It was and they can't even do Brood and Shield because only 3 of the people on either of those groups work for the company anymore.
Exactly.
Most of the people don't work in WWE anymore, but they did it anyway, and they made the entrance cool. It was a cool entrance. I liked the Brood entrance. It was kind of weird. Edge was like a lackey. He was he was a sidekick in that
Brood,
team. Yeah. And so all of a sudden he's doing the Brood bloodbath. I was like,
he was the
I
story.
don't know if it works that way. He wasn't. Well, I guess he was a vampire, right? They were all vampires.
Yeah.
I think so. He was like the Blade Runner vampire. That's why he always had the glasses on. But they all were a different kind of vampire. And then they were brothers, and then just friends, and then he was Edge. But I mean, I'm glad he won. They brought him back, and he's won one match?
Yeah.
Since he got 2
and the
matches.
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble, and then he beat what's his name? The first time.
Randy Orton.
Yeah. Right? Was it the first one of the times?
Yeah, he won the Randy Orton one in the first one. Then they had that
then
greatest match of all time.
Yeah. So I'm glad that he got a win. I do feel bad for Seth Rollins because I don't know what he's supposed to do now. Nakamura, I don't know. Maybe Becky needs something. I don't know.
So you guys really think this is slow for him, huh?
For Seth, yeah. Well, he keeps losing. Lost to Cesaro.
He needs to change the character. That's what he needs.
What do you
mentioned Nakamura. Did you guys like King Nakamura's little they?
Oh, I missed it.
Serenade?
I thought Peacock skipped. I was like, okay, Nakamura's coming out, and then it was not Nakamura anymore. Then it was a different match. I think it was the Bianca match, right?
Yeah,
Or the Charlotte match.
it was right before the Bianca match.
Yeah, I was like, okay. So Nakamura came out. I was like, oh, this is cool. And then they went to commercial, fine. Then came back and it was a different match. And I said, did it skip? Did I miss something? No, he just wanted to come out and say hi, dance with Pat McAfee, and leave.
Hey, gotta get your SummerSlam paycheck, I guess.
Well, yeah, which is why it'll be him versus Seth Rollins at the next pay-per-view.
It's so crazy. Nakamura was like royalty down in Japan, and WWE's really
Seth Rollins was like royalty in WWE 2016.
Yeah. You want to know another fun fact? The main event of SummerSlam last year, both people are gone in Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Just a year later, they're both gone.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Isn't that a shame?
I couldn't believe it.
It's kind of funny, actually.
Oh my god!
Not for them. Well, I guess Braun's got a new job, but
where did he get signed? I didn't see.
I think he's at Impact.
Oh, because everyone's gonna go there now.
There's like rumors about Bray to AEW.
Well, that's every time someone gets fired, which will be a lot.
Yeah, right.
Where's AEW?
When Cena's done, he going to AEW.
Cena to AEW, yeah. Remember when they said that Jimmy Uso got his DWI, so he could get fired and go to AEW?
Wow.
Anytime anyone does anything in WWE, it's all to go to AEW. No one wants to stay in the biggest company anymore. That'd be silly. Why would you want to do that?
Keith Lee should go.
Jeez.
Because they're not doing anything with him.
Yeah. So why don't we hit on Lashley and Goldberg? First of all, no one asked for this, and it was pretty predictable. It was boring, nothing, and no finish. They're really extending this storyline out of any of them.
They went with the child endangerment thing after they beat up Gageberg. I think that should be his wrestling name. Gageberg.
Why did Bobby Lashley sleep a little kid? That's just
what made it for me was when MVP was like trying to put a disclaimer out there on TV, like we didn't know it was a kid.
Yeah.
In our defense, we beat up someone
who just happened to be really tall.
He happened to be underage. He happened to be minor.
Boy,
but we beat him up not because he was a minor, only because I don't know why. They said it wasn't that either. They said it wasn't because he was Goldberg's son. They didn't know he was a kid. I think he said he was defending him. So I don't know what it was, but it was. So I thought a fan did jump the barricade. Actually, they did get me. I was like, "What's going on?" I didn't see who it was until they choked him out. I was like, "Oh, it's Cage."
Yeah, when they really come out, they don't even put a camera on. They don't want to encourage people to be the mess. But so, are you guys annoyed from this? Is Goldberg the special contract he just comes whenever he wants? Are we just wasting each other's time again? How are we feeling about Goldberg and Lashley? Lashley did technically win by referee stoppage, but it looks like they're continuing this into Extreme Rules. How do we feel about this?
I don't know. It wasn't even like Bobby Lashley was putting on a show. Like Goldberg was like running through Bobby, and then he got hit in the leg. Bobby got saved first, then Goldberg got hit in the leg, and then he just gave up. Like it wasn't, they made Bobby look weak.
He did kind of, I mean, I guess he got hit in the back, right? But it was just a little cane. It wasn't anything big.
He's like, oh, I'm done. We already passed by 5 minutes anyways.
Crazy.
I thought it was dumb.
This might be good for Big E.
You think so?
Years off my life.
It took years off my life, this match.
Took years off of Gage's life. Choked the hell out of him, man. But no.
Put that man in jail.
Gage versus MVP.
Winner gets a championship.
Yeah, no, it's versus Dominic Mysterio. It'll be Battle of the Sons at WrestleMania. This is Dominic. But no, I think that maybe this would be how they get Big E to cash in on Bobby. Goldberg will run through him again, lose again. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they don't have Goldberg beat Bobby Lashley. Even if they do end up having Big E come in and pin Goldberg, that's still wrong. That's still the wrong thing to do. They'll still have made a mistake. And there'll be no amount of murder engage that you can do to make people forget about that. People will be so mad. But if they do have like an Extreme Rules match, that would be a good time to cash in and reunite the New Day over on Raw right before the draft or whatever.
Yeah. Well,
so hopefully that's where this is going. But
don't have a waste of time. And
even that sucks. It just sucks a little less.
Yo, you mentioned Gold Bro, which I liked.
Gold Bro?
DeRon, just for a second said Gold Bro instead of Goldberg. But speaking of bros, we have the Arcade Bros. They defeat AJ and I always go Amos, even though it's spelled almost. Right. Is it Amos? Almost.
Almost?
I think it was Omos.
Well, AJ goes, Omos, my buddy Omos, but I don't think he calls himself that. I believe he has a real name.
Okay, but AJ and Omos end their tag title run up into SummerSlam. The Arcade Bros take it over. Do we just like, WWE's been criticized lately with not having a tag team division whatsoever. Like, I mean, it's almost like they're a straight up ignorant. And now we have another one, another win at them. But Week's happy to see the Arcade Bros. You think anything's gonna be of this now championship team until they break off and
Randy Orton heel turn.
Have another one of those, as you mentioned. And is AJ finally going to be back in the main event picture as another option, or is he just going to hang out with Almos? What do you guys think?
I mean, I like Arcade Bro actually, so I'm fine with them winning, but it's not a real tag team, obviously. The only thing that's more certain than like death is that Randy Orton's going to kick his partner in the head. Just always does it forever. So they'll do that eventually, which will be cool. I'm sure that'll be a good match. I like Riddle. I like Randy Orton. But yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with AJ and Omos there. Omos can't not be in a tag team. I mean, he's big, but I don't know what else he could, Yeah. I don't think he could, like, he's not going to be challenging for the world title anytime soon. I don't think.
No.
And AJ, I guess, could, but they're kind of going with Goldberg and Bobby Lashley, and AJ's about a quarter of their size.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he's going to find himself in the title shot with a title shot either.
Maybe
I don't know. Maybe they will stay together. I mean, I feel bad because AJ is definitely not a tag team guy. He should be, fighting for actual championships. But
yeah,
not that the tag team's not an actual championship, but it's not. So I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I do like Arcade Bro. So that was kind of fun to see them celebrate, and I like. That's really the only thing I like on Raw, to be honest with you. Other than them, they kind of suck. Them and Charlotte.
Randy Orton did a great interview with Caleb Smith from Barstool. You always check that out. The Sunday conversation, you spell SUNDAE. He asked him about, I don't remember. I'll remember it later. But anyways, check that out. But do you guys have anything you guys are hyped to see Arcade Bro start a new chapter in the history of the tag team division, or nah?
I mean, we're a bunch of Arcade Bros here ourselves, so
I'm team rated RKO, so I want Edge versus Riddle for custody. We're just gonna have a custody pay-per-view.
On the same card for Roman.
Yeah. So Roman and Brock are fighting for Paul. Riddle and Edge are gonna fight for Randy. We'll find some more. There's got to be some more somewhere.
Jury. They'll call the pay-per-view jury decision.
Right. Jinder Mahal versus Drew McIntyre for custody of that freaking stupid ass sword.
Oh, so much. Yo, guys, also just hitting on we'll hit on the big women's championship match first. The two of them, I should say. First, for the Raw's women's championship, you had Charlotte Flair win again, beating Nikki ASH and Rhea Ripley by submission. Is there anything to Charlotte winning her 12th title? Or is this, man, you people are running out of ideas? How do we feel about this win?
Who else was going to win, Matt? You're sitting here throwing stones. Did you wanted Nikki ASH to be the champion any longer?
I want to show that heroes are real.
The first time you were real excited about that Rhea freaking WrestleMania run, right? They had no other option. It was just Charlotte.
Now is Raw? Until they do this draft, they do the shakeup. Is this a show that the Raw's women division's kind of cursed too?
Charlotte with the title until October.
Yeah, most
They don't deserve a championship until then.
She just does the Lesnar, just bounces out.
Fix it later. Let her go on a nice vacation. She deserves it.
Yeah.
And then they can bring some talent over in October with the draft. No, this is where Becky should have been instead of marrying Bianca, but whatever.
Yes.
They went with Charlotte, and then I don't get it.
Well, yeah, why don't we could just hit on that right away.
I like Charlotte. I want to be clear. Charlotte always makes sense as champion. So Of the three people, I'm glad that the only one who really looks or acts or feels like a champion won. But
good. Number 12 for her. Shouts to her. But why don't we just hit on that right away? Becky Lynch makes her big, long-anticipated return. I know the Sasha and Bianca Belair match went in different directions. Sasha's hurt, correct? Legitimately hurt?
I think so. I don't know.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. You bring in Carmella, and then you hear Becky Lynch's music. And let's be real, she did a very heel thing. She's like, see you later, Carmella. I'm winning this now. And she buries Bianca Belair, who the WWE has been growing and building so much, only for her to lose in 26 seconds. I think she was legitimately upset. They had a camera on her. I don't know if that was acting or not. Like, she looked upset.
She had to have known. It wasn't a surprise.
I mean, of course, but wow, they really did this to me type of moment. I thought that's the vibe I got. But
yeah, I see it in front of the crowd and shit.
Yeah, for sure. DeRon, what do you think of Becky Lynch's big return and then burying the big star WWE had, which now is a mixed reception of her return?
The whole thing was like a roller coaster ride for me because I didn't know. Like I'm pretty sure there was reports leading up to SummerSlam that one of them might be out, but I didn't know. I didn't know that going into the debut.
I didn't either. That surprised me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I heard that Sasha was there. I'm like, what? And then I heard Carmella, and I'm like, what the fuck?
We knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah, right. And then Becky Lynch's music started playing, and I'm hyped. I'm like, okay, we're about to get a match. We're about to get like a really good match, right? I'm still thinking Bianca's gonna win, or if Becky even wins, it's like a 25 minute golden, like 5-star instant classic. Nope, just like punch you in the face, manhandle, slam, 1, 2, 3. Like,
damn. Surprise.
Surprise.
Yeah, right. The crowd wasn't even messing with it that much. The crowd started.
No, they hated it. Everyone hated it.
Yeah,
Becky probably hated it.
Exactly. And AJ, what do you have? What do you think? I would love to hear your opinion on all this.
I mean, Becky went full Hulk Hogan in this thing.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Well, Hulk Hogan used to make them do it. I don't know if Becky made them. So we won't go full Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, like Ryan said, she literally came in there and said, "Yeah, get out of here, buddy. Let me take care of this." Hit Bianca Belair right in the jaw and was like, "You know what? This is my championship now. You can get out of here." Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks, Becky.
Something's very fishy with that. Like, what do you think about it, Ryan? Like, it's definitely the biggest shock of the night in two different ways. Very happy to see Becky Lynch back.
It's the wrong match.
Yeah.
It was wrong. They just did it wrong. Sasha shouldn't have ever come back for that match. We already saw that match. Sasha should have been over on Raw fighting Charlotte.
Yep.
The fucking superhero shouldn't have been anywhere near SummerSlam or Money in the Bank, frankly. But whatever. Like, the matches should have been Charlotte, Sasha, Becky, Bianca. And real matches, not whatever the hell we got. And if she wasn't cleared to do that, either of them, Sasha or Becky, that's cool. Don't book the matches. Like, you have other people, but Bianca's the only person they've got right now that's not one of the 4 horsewomen.
Yeah.
That anyone cares about in the women's division. Anyone. And I get people did cheer for Nikki, and I like Nikki Cross is fine. Nikki Cross is fine. Nikki, whatever the hell this is ridiculous.
Almost superhero.
So, right. No one wants her to be champion, though. Like, she's fun to cheer. But like the Hurricane. No one wanted the Hurricane to be champion. He was funny. Hurricane was funny, and that's what they liked him. And every once in a while, he'd get a weird win or he'd do something funny,
He
and
beat
that
The
was
Rock.
what they wanted. He did beat The Rock, and I said that too with Nikki. They would do like a, she beat Charlotte, she beat The Rock, like one night, and then would get destroyed, and Charlotte went back, which is kind of what happened. But anyway, not the point. The point is, they have literally 4 women. Bianca was the only person who even looked like a fifth option.
Mm-hmm.
So don't take the belt off of her, because now she looks silly. Now she looks like less than these other 4, and they can't afford to have just these 4 women be the entire division, especially because Charlotte could leave at any time.
Mm-hmm.
She's already shown she's already made a crap ton of money. She doesn't need to be in WWE. Sasha has already threatened to leave like 3 times. Becky could get pregnant again, which is fine. She should have a family. But I mean, like, you've got only 4 women. You have just 4, which I know feels like a lot of women because they usually only have like 1.
Yeah.
So I get it's more than they're used to having, but that 4 is a really small number of people that have to be in charge of 2 whole shows worth of content. They had a 5th building and they just decided to throw that away, and I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. There could have been no match. They could have done just a segment. People still would have been super excited.
Like Lesnar, just walked out.
Right. Becky comes out, beats up Carmella, keep all that. That was wonderful. Like, that's all Carmella's really good for right now anyway. So just do it. Everyone cheers. Have her point. I know there's no WrestleMania sign, but she could point at the title. She could point at whoever. Point at a fan. Doesn't matter. Just do a point. Everyone cheers, and she walks away. Then we know what's going to happen. It's going to be Bianca, and it's going to be Becky, but it's going to be a real match when Becky's ready for a real match. I have to assume Becky's not cleared for a real match. Because if she was cleared to fight, and they just said, this is the best way to use Becky Lynch right now.
Yeah.
That's silly.
With no official heel turn either. I mean, it was funny looking.
Like, I don't know who made that decision. Like, if she was really ready to go, and they're like, nah, don't do it. We're just gonna have you pin her 1, 2, 3. Then that was ridiculous. But I'm assuming she's just not ready yet, and they're building up to her being able to come back for real, which is fine. But then don't make her the champion if she's not ready to fight yet.
Yeah, right.
That's like what is going on? Especially because Bianca was still the best part of WrestleMania. Still, They won that ESPY, which I know doesn't mean anything, but it's mainstream attention.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the wrong decision.
It just doesn't make any sense why they would be like, yeah, we don't need Bianca to be champion anymore. No, you didn't need the effing superhero on your card. You could have made room for Becky without squashing Bianca.
It's definitely going to make the Raw SmackDown very interesting this upcoming Friday. But yeah, it's just
that being said, I hope
baffling.
Nikki Cross goes back to normal and does very well. Just drop the superhero.
Yes,
sorry.
please.
Want to throw that in there.
For some of the other remaining matches, the boring ones. If you guys want to comment on these and fun in all various ways, whether it's your Alexa Bliss defeating Eva Marie or Damian Priest defeating Sheamus to get that United States title.
Becoming the national champion. Oh, no, the national champion. Tiffany Haddish elevated that title last night. Did you hear? The national champion.
Yes, I did see that.
Tiffany Haddish said the national champion. So I think Damian Priest needs an increase in pay. He's the top billing. He's the national champion.
Never had a national championship in WWE. Always SummerSlam when they have to mess it up. Your Summerfest is too.
Maybe national champion is a Summerfest thing.
But McIntyre defeating Jinder Mahal for his sword. The Usos defeating the Mysterios again. Is there anything from these other remaining matches that really you guys liked and enjoyed, or anything else like that? Also, Big E defeating Baron Corbin. Someone's defeating a depressed man. I guess you need to go on top of that.
They used to beat up Eugene.
What's his character? What's Corbin's character now? Like,
he's just
depressed.
Think it's
broke.
Is he just
broke
a
boy?
Now?
Yeah, he's a broke boy.
Just a bum.
Damn.
I saw McIntyre face him, and McIntyre, like in the middle of the match, was like, "What? Do you need money for like a night? Do you need like a place to stay?" I was watching it, and I'm like, "What
funny,
am I watching right now?"
If everyone did that, that would make it funny. If the other rest, like really, just cut this. Like, are you okay? Like, I could give you a ride to. You know what I mean, like, let me put gas in the car for you.
We won't
Like,
tell anyone.
Like,
Yeah,
he uses
exactly.
he uses his real name named Thomas P. Stock. Tom, are you all right, Tommy?
I hate
Crazy.
when they do that.
Thomas, you need a break. You need to go home.
When they use the real
Shower.
names.
You know,
It's
it's
even worse when they use the real names for Triple H because it's not even his real name.
his Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
His own name.
They try to make it real, like Hunter. Like that's not his name.
All right, Paul.
Call him Paul. Call him Paul.
It's crazy.
Paul Levesque.
Baron Corbin had an NFL career briefly. He was in there. Now this is what he's doing. Yeah. According to this, he was once signed by the Colts, and then he briefly was
a Cardinal too, right?
Yeah, briefly on the Cardinals too. Played at Northwest Missouri State, and he won a national championship in Division II. So, and now he's depressed on wrestling.
Now he's depressed.
But if you go on his Instagram, he's cooking like gourmet steaks, and I'm like, what? Yeah, I'm like, what?
I thought you were poor, bro.
Yeah.
Cashing his money in the bank.
Spent it all on the meat.
Spent it all on food. I'd be cool if they took the sword away from Drew McIntyre forever. Forever.
Just have one more match where he does the Braveheart body.
I'll cheer Jinder Mahal if that's the stipulation. If Jinder Mahal is gonna melt the sword down, I want Jinder Mahal to win the match.
When he threatens Jinder Mahal with the sword, like, what are you gonna
What's
do?
gonna happen?
That's murder. Like, what are you gonna do?
Take you in the back.
What's going on here? Something goes wrong. Drew, what are you doing?
As another case of murder.
Him out of the ring. Like, what is he gonna do?
They're gonna have a lightsaber battle.
Jinder comes out with a sword. I'm turning off my television.
You're about to say something, Ryan?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh no, I said it's better than his air guitar, I guess. But
I couldn't even bring that up in the feud.
They're both former champions, so you know what? Everyone gave them a hard time. The air guitar led places, but no, the sword is stupid. The whole character's stupid. He was the face of their company the entire pandemic, and now he's telling fairy tales, and he's got a sword named Angela. Like, all right, Xavier Woods of the New Day named an inanimate object. And it worked for him, but that's the New Day. It's very different. World champion Drew McIntyre. I mean, I love Xavier Woods, but he's not world champion Drew McIntyre. They've never built an entire year's worth of the company around Xavier Woods or any member of the New Day. The closest they got was like 6 months for Kofi before they squashed him like they did Bianca. But like Drew McIntyre got a year as the champion. And now he's running around with a sword named Angela telling stories about, drop kicking Nessie. What is going on? Just fire it. Seriously. If this is the best they can do, just fire it.
Send him to AEW.
Right. Yeah. Or Impact or New Japan, anywhere. He's way better than Nessie's stories and Angela the Sword. So honestly, if I were him, I'd be like, you know what? I know you guys are big into saving money right now, firing all of the good wrestlers. Count me as one of those wrestlers. I'll go tomorrow. Someone will hire me. And they sure as hell are not going to make me carry a giant ass effing sword around. Like, it's so stupid. Oh my God.
Kicking Nessie.
Honestly, if I had to pick, I'd rather have the fucking superhero than the sword. Now that I'm thinking about it, because at least superhero could be funny. Like, I get not as world champion, but outside of the championship could be a funny thing to, like, to do it like the Hurricane, like, what's up with that? All that stuff. Like, they could make that funny, but there's nothing that will make Angela funny. Maybe if he decapitates someone by accident, that might get a chuckle out of me. But that'd be bad. Obviously, that'd be very bad, and there'd be a big lawsuit. But I'm just saying, only if it horribly backfired would the Angela thing be funny. And even then, it wouldn't be really funny. It'd be like, oh my God, did you see what happened? It'd be viral more than funny. Like, there's nothing redeeming. There's nothing redeeming about the Drew McIntyre character. I almost want him to lose, almost, but I feel like he would have brought the sword out quicker if he had lost. So spare us that, I guess. But
please,
I'm sorry. I feel bad for the other matches because I couldn't care less about them. But I actively didn't like Drew McIntyre last
Fair
time,
enough.
So.
Fair enough.
The passion in Ryan's voice.
Hate it so much.
Forever.
I don't watch it. I turn it off. I haven't watched
Go to
the
AEW.
entire
Oh,
segment
there
in
goes Jinder's head.
Well, like I said, that would get my attention. So
man.
which is why I said it. But it wouldn't be good. It'd be bad.
And they won't even use it for like to promote heels, which by the way is apparently amazing. Got a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Drew McIntyre in heels.
The movie heel, the TV series, the Stars TV series.
Is he in heels?
No,
like
he's not. CM Punk is allegedly,
Oh, okay.
which we'll get to very shortly. But they can't even use that as a promo for that. And yeah, that's well, wrestling is always gonna make us laugh at the end of the day.
Except for when it makes us angry.
But we weren't angry this past Friday, and for the first time, we're gonna hit on some AEW for this podcast. So, big story on Friday night, 10 p.m. It was rumored after a 7-year hiatus, CM Punk goes back into the ring, not for WWE, but for All Elite Wrestling. CM Punk goes back in, huge pop out in Chicago, does a killer promo, and now we have him go, and now we have something to look forward to as he's going to be going against Darby Allin in the next event, which is, remind me guys one more time, what's that next event at All Out, All Out, which is going to be on September 5th. So how do we feel? What's going on in our minds, guys, that it finally happened? I'll go give it to the floor. What do you guys think of CM Punk's return, and what do you think of his promo and challenge to Darby Allin?
Tears of joy, honestly. Tears.
That one guy
joy.
actually did cry. Did you see that? I don't know if you guys
Yeah.
watched. There's one guy who actually cried.
It's real to me, damn it.
He's from Chicago. I don't know about the whole accent thing, but yeah. Also, he's getting a lot of free stuff now because the internet made fun of him so much. A bunch of wrestlers are giving him free stuff. Yeah.
He say tweet, hey man.
What a perfect way to come back though, right? Like in his hometown.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
He was never coming back anywhere but Chicago. I mean.
Yeah. Oh my God, though.
Yo, so did you feel for a second when he was sitting down, would we have a pipe bomb type of promo, or was it a pipe bomb, or he was just speaking in his mind? And
who was he angry at? He's not angry anymore, right? It's been 7 years. If he's still angry, that'd be horrible. He's a therapist.
Yeah, right.
Well, the pipe bomb, he was supposedly, obviously, give or take how much of it was scripted, how much of it wasn't, but he was angry. It was supposed to be airing of grievances about WWE. Well, he just got to AEW. If he dropped the pipe bomb on AEW, I mean, that would have been something else. But like, I've been back here for a total of 20 minutes, and let me tell you, not all is well. Like, what do you mean? Like, what is there to say?
Just leave the building.
Right? Yeah, you can back out probably. But no, but it was a really good promo, and I think he is probably just going to do a bunch of these like matches with people under 30.
Yeah, Darby Allin's 28.
Yeah, just keep doing them. And there's a bunch. That's the benefit of AEW, is because it was all indie performers for the most part that got signed.
And
a lot of them are really young.
Yeah, a lot of young talent.
So like, Jungle Boy, MJF, obviously Darby Allin, Hangman Page is only like 30. So there's a lot of really young wrestlers. So if that's what he's looking to do, it seems like that's his plan, is to just kind of show up, have these matches with younger wrestlers,
and put people over.
Yeah.
I know. I like what AEW is doing with that. Like they're like surrounding a bunch of veterans around like their young talent to put them over. Like they have CM Punk,
Yeah, well, Christian is fighting an older wrestler. I mean, Kenny Omega's not quite as popular in terms of mainstream because he was in Japan, but he's not a young guy. But yeah, they have like, I don't even know the name of the person that John Moxley's fighting. And John Moxley's my favorite wrestler, but I know he's young as hell. And they did it because they had the match on the show, but that's exactly why they're doing it, is they want to have these young wrestlers fight more established people.
And not depend on nostalgia like a WWE does. Like, these are legitimate new stars to enjoy.
Well, stars, give or take on the word stars. In fairness, like, you call them stars, and if you're an AEW fan, absolutely. But I don't think Jungle Boy is going to get stopped walking down the street outside of maybe Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's the one place, but yeah, so CM Punk's here shows that anything's possible. Now with CM Punk's return, what do you guys think this means for WWE? Like, do they legitimately need to now have a good product because now some people, maybe casual fans who weren't into wrestling, they gave up when CM Punk left, they come back to be AEW fans, or now all those new heads are going to a new product that maybe treat their stars a certain way. Do you think the return of CM Punk has any major influence on WWE or any promotion really to step up? But for the stake of the mainstream in this country, what do you think it means for WWE that, the big stars now on the other team after a long hiatus too?
Hey, they got Gageberg. I think they're sitting pretty in their mind. Seriously, I don't think this changes anything. I think Roman Reigns, they're going to continue to tell that story, which is a great story to tell, in fairness. And that's it. I mean, they don't have another story. They're getting rid of NXT.
Yeah, how about, what do you guys think about that?
They're getting rid of NXT?
They are rebranding NXT.
Wow.
NXT, I think, is going to go back to a developmental program like it was before. So wrestlers that nobody knows, younger wrestlers that they're developing. And I mean, there's a place for that, but probably not an hour on primetime TV. But they're going with that, which is a big reason why allegedly why a lot of these people have been cut. As they're older, they're more indie style anyway. And if they're not going to be on the main roster, some of them are. You saw Finn, they sent a lifeboat to rescue Finn Balor a couple of weeks ago. So they're going to probably do that for a few more people if they're willing. Adam Cole is probably one of those people. If he wants to resign,
yeah,
he'll get
some
to.
People think he'll leave.
He might. I mean, like I said, NXT's done. They're going to gut that thing. And this is not even me being like extra. It's according to the president of WWE, Nick Khan, has basically said this. So, yeah, they don't see any problem with the product that they're putting out.
It's just more like, hey, good for you type of situation.
I think what that means for like major audiences is that now you just got more options. You know what I mean? Like for us, if WWE is not doing it for us, and we're just like, you know what, there's no wrestlers on here that we're interested in, we can switch the channel now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back in the day, they used to have that with WCW, WWF, but now that means WWF needs to put out better content now if they want to keep it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're gonna fight each other over this though. Like they did. Like I don't really know why. They didn't have to, because they were putting on different shows. I think maybe it's just the nature of TV. I think.
Yeah. Now you can watch everything.
But the way it is, you can watch everything, whenever you want on streamers and stuff. Like I honestly think WWE is like, okay, if you like the flippy stuff, go watch them, and then come watch us when you're done. Like I think but they're definitely going back to, a world where most of their wrestlers are big, big bodybuilder types, which whatever. A lot of people really like that. I like it to an extent too, but it's just not. It's very weird. I thought they were on the right path of being like a one-stop shop with the way they did NXT when they revamped it the first time to be like a real brand, and they seem to have decided against that.
Well, again, that's why it's going to be an interesting fall of wrestling. See how these stories pan out, seeing who's going to fight who, where this winds up. And again, the next time we do these shows will be SummerSlam down in November. Whether it's the rumors of The Rock making an appearance then, or whether it's Lesnar takes it off that.
I'm going with.
Return to Nicholas. If I don't know, name this out of the or Karrion Kross is now good. There's lots of ways to go.
Or the turkey, the Thanksgiving turkey.
Gobbledygooker.
Gobbledygooker makes it.
Gobbledygooker is on AEW now. Actually, that's not even a joke. He doesn't obviously wrestle as a giant effing turkey, but he is actually signed to AEW, I believe.
And that's the last thing too. Also, they have that big event out in Arthur Ashe Stadium down in Queens by Citi Field, September 22nd.
That's cool. They're doing that more now because they did Rolling Loud. They had that match there, and apparently they're going to do a lot more of that, like festival shows and like these kind of like off-site kind of shows too. Not even just like one-off matches. Like apparently they're going to try and do like shows. Like there's a world where you get like, Monday Night Raw from like
Coachella,
Lollapalooza or something.
Yeah.
SmackDown Coachella or NXT Coachella. You know what I mean?
Like you said, they
I
did
think
it in
that's
Rolling
cool.
Loud. Yeah.
Yeah, so they should definitely continue that. It's the one good thing that I've been hearing recently. They fired all of our favorite wrestlers, but they are going to be doing some really cool venues.
So do you still think that Daniel Bryan, aka now Bryan Danielson, will be making his return for that AEW matchup on the 22nd? Is he gonna tag team with CM Punk? I think so, yeah. But the first official, if they do the show in once they have the official announcement. But yes, I think that is the plan. Any excitement to see that Daniel Bryan returning there? They can do that song, but not the WWE version. What's the fight of the
Valkyrie?
Yeah, you could do another version of that. Maybe
he's gonna go with Final Countdown. That was his indie theme. That was his indie theme.
By the band Europe.
Yeah, by Europe.
That's awesome.
I mean, Nick Khan is Nick Khan. Wow, Tony Khan's just paying money for songs at this point. So I don't see why he wouldn't buy that one.
He saved money cutting Tebow. So
sorry, Tim. I gotta buy the Final Countdown.
It's probably legitimately the salary he was paying.
Daniel Bryan's going to provide him more worth than Tim Tebow ever would. So, no offense to Tim Tebow, but financially speaking.
But yeah, guys, all in all, there's a lot to look forward to wrestling. Does anyone have any final words regarding this past SummerSlam or what to be looking forward to with Survivor Series? Any other final thoughts?
I can't wait to see what Rollins does, and I can't wait to see what AEW does going forward.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot to look forward to with that, man. Shit's gonna get real. And we're definitely going to have you all enjoy it, and we're going to cover it with you the whole way. But with that, another successful show in the books. Shouts to another good SummerSlam in the books. And I'll see my guys once again very soon with Survivor Series, or heck, if there's any other big event before that, we could do an emergency show. But again, that's Ryan Page, Anthony Fernandes, DeRon Davis. Thank you, gentlemen, for another epic conversation. And I'll see you all very soon. Anytime.
See you guys.
All right, see you guys.
See ya.